Welcome to PowerHouse with Akuch Maker, your weekly engagement into the heart of the nation's political and economic pulsation. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on SSBC television. This is PowerHouse, where realization meets empowerment, just on SSBC television.
Let's give your PowerHouse with So, Honorable, welcome to SSBC PowerHouse. We have just seen recently you have been officially endorsed as the interim chairperson of the SPLM-IO. So, welcome to our program. Let's just start a little bit with your appointment as the interim chairperson.
Elections,
yes.
Not appointments.
Okay, the elections. Okay, and you are elected as the interim chairperson of the SPLM-IO. After the results were announced, we have seen so many letters coming in from the state chairperson of the SPLM-IO rejecting
elections. Actually, I was not elected alone. It was prompted by the crisis that I just mentioned, because the leadership crumbles. Our chairman could not exercise the leadership's functions, and the top leadership, including the Secretary General, were not here. So we held an emergency consultative meeting, and we consulted our constitution as what we can do, and we found out that within our constitutional structures, you have NLC, which is the second largest organ of the party, which sit between session, and always in conjunction with the political bureau. So we held the consultative meetings that elected the top leadership, the interim chair, the interim secretary general, and the interim deputy chair. So that's what happened on the 9th.
You are saying you did an emergency
consultative meetings.
Yes, where you were elected as the interim chairperson.
Right.
In that meeting, we have seen the National Minister of Interior, Angelina, was in the country. The Minister of Mining was also in the country, and your SG as a party was also...
No. The SG was not in the country.
Okay, the two ministers were there, but those top leadership or these ministers were not. They boycotted the election.
No. They did not tell you that. So they boycotted. I don't know where you got this.
No.
Here is what happened. Well, boycott is stronger.
If you are around in the country and you don't attend.
No, but there were circumstances that did not allow people to attend. Take Madame Angelina, for example. You know, she stayed within the same premise where her dear husband is detained, and she was constrained by the security environment of the house. And we talked to her. She said, I could not join you at this time because we are constrained by the security environment of my place. We contacted Honorable Abucha. He was sick at that time. We tried to reach out to Peter Marsala. We could not get hold of him, and you know this is an emergency situation. So we went ahead with other prominent leaders, members of political bureau like myself, Lasuba Wang, with the Minister of Federal Affairs, the Honorable Deng, who is also the Speaker of the Council of Estates, and then many other NLC members and members of political bureau. So,
and what about those chairperson in the SPLMIO chairperson in the state?
Well, some chairperson in the state rejected what we did, but some have also, you might have seen them from Northern Bargazal. We had Upper Nile with us, we had Central Equatoria with us. You have seen them. You go to the headquarters now, they are there, they are with us. Jonglei rejected the process, Eastern Equatoria.
Western Equatoria.
Western Equatoria, our chairperson. Of course, we don't have a chairperson there now. You know what happened in Western Equatoria. The chairperson has gone to the bushes. So.
And they're also doing their job in the bushes. We will talk about that. The SPLM-IO, who is also working in the bush, and the one in the city. So talking of the bush, like some of them are in the bushes. We have seen the SPLM-IO spokesperson, Lampol, right? Gabriel?
Not SPLM, SPLA.
SPLM-IO.
No. There is a difference between SPLA-IO and the SPLM-IO.
What's the difference?
This is a political wing, and the other one is
so
a
the
military.
IO we are talking.
You're talking about Lampol, right? Lampol is under different leadership of Nathaniel Uyet. I cannot speak for him, and he cannot speak for us.
But he's still part and parcel of your party?
No. There is a reality that people must accept. We cannot work with those who are carrying arms, resistance against the government now.
But as you took your leadership, you are yet to denounce them officially. So we assume
would denounce them?
No, they're still part of your party, because now you have not bring up your new strategies. Actually, like those in the bush should not be part of these.
No, we have a strategy, and our strategy is peace. And that is a difference between our leadership and the leadership of Uyet. Do you hear what Uyet is saying? Do you?
Yes.
Okay. Then if you listen to both leadership, our leadership here in Juba and the leadership of Uyet in a remote cyberspace place wherever we don't know.
Which leadership is legitimate?
Our leadership is legitimate.
Why?
Because we are elected. Constitutional.
And then they were what?
They ran away. By the way, our constitution stipulates that the headquarters of the party is Juba. You cannot.
But according to your constitution, you're supposed to have a military wing for you to be a leader, or what does your constitution say?
Well, here is what happened in 2018. We transformed the struggle into political struggle, and we moved to Juba. The process of unification of forces is the only legitimate process. There is nothing like going back to arms.
Okay, now you have just said that the SPLM in the bush, the one on social media, the one in detention, and the one that is operating.
I don't know anything that, I don't know any wing that is in the social media, because we are all in the social media. We are seeing
on social media so many things that they're discussing. So how do you intend to build internal unity within SPLM now that you are the interim chairperson? How do you intend to build that internal unity within the SPLM-IO?
It is being built. You visit our headquarters here in Juba.
So how are you doing it?
We are very united now.
Explain how. The one outside and you inside, we still call you people as SPLM-IO at the end of the day, whether they're in the bush or not, because they are still part of that.
No. Don't take us there. People must accept the reality that now there is one leadership of the SPLM-IO here in Juba, legitimate, recognized by all the parties, other parties to the peace process. That is the legitimate leadership.
Have you fired those ones that are outside?
They are being replaced.
When?
They have also suspended some of us. And
they have suspended you, and you have not yet fired them or suspend them.
There is no need to suspend them.
As the legitimate government.
They are dismissed.
They are dismissed. But we have not seen that letter circulate.
You will see it if that's
so
what
you will.
Is that what you want? It's there. They have been dismissed long time ago.
According to the government, now we are going to the Nasser. The SPLM-IO officials that have been arrested are said to be behind the civil unrest that is happening in Upper Nile state. So do you think...
That will be actually a media prejudice. These people have been detained. What we are demanding is justice for them. And we cannot judge them in the court of public opinion. We see them as political detainees until now. Until they are moved from political detention to criminal prosecution.
So what do you think about the reason of those arrests?
No, I cannot discuss that because it will also be legally a prejudice against them. I did not charge them with those crimes that have been alleged against them. Only the justice process, the judicial process will tell us. If I discuss this with you here now, in this court of public opinion, you will be violating their constitutional right to free trial and, you know.
So any court proceeding, have you started any court proceeding?
I have not heard of anything. And you as a journalist could have also heard that. I have not heard it.
So no preparation going on?
I don't know.
Okay. So now
I don't handle that.
Yeah, but you are now the interim chairperson. So any step that is taking place, you should be informed.
I have not been informed.
Okay. So what step have the SPLM-IO taken in filling the vacant position in the various government institutions? Like we have seen the Ministry of Petroleum is still vacant,
actually, what
and Western Equatorial State.
Actually, what we are doing, it's not about position in the government now.
It's about
what we are doing now is internal reorganization of the party. And we form steering committees, focal point, taking stock of our cadres in the country and outside the country. And we'll take it from there. We are still doing that.
So you are still,
we have not yet deployed our cadres to the government institutions.
So you are still working internally?
We are working internally.
That means you are still building that peace that
yes,
is swaying away from...
Our internal unity, you know, our internal structures, the functioning of our internal structures is paramount.
So how long will this position remain vacant?
As long as we are doing this. This is a process.
Is it not affecting you as a party? In terms of delivery?
It is a challenge, not only to us, by the way, in the government, we are not a party
So
there.
why are you delaying
in the government,
the services to the citizen? By delaying the appointment of the... Yes.
No.
If you are not appointing those who are supposed to
that is
deliver
also
the
prejudice. I'm telling you that the crisis has disturbed our structures. So for us to deploy our cadres to the government institution, we must first and foremost organize ourselves. You know, we are not delaying it. There's nothing like delaying it intentionally. You must also understand the objective situation in the country. The conditions for so many things are not there.
So many things are not there, such as what?
Security situation in the country, you know this. And the political and security situation has actually affected my party more than any other party. And that is why you have those of us in the bushes, some of us in jail,
but those who are
some of us in hiding.
But those who are in Juba, they are now moving freely. Like you, when you came, you are better okay.
Yes.
So what security situation?
What I mean, let's just go back to the crisis that has actually crumbled our leadership. Okay? You have also mentioned the reaction from the state, you know, and all these kind of things. Many of our leaders have run away. They are not here in the country, from the state and also at the national level. That projects, that internal projects of reorganization, taking stocks of our cadres and our leaders, is paramount to us.
So what?
Because we must be an organic organization for us even to deliver in the government.
So what triggered them to leave the country?
Security crisis.
Why didn't you leave?
Myself, I decided to stay the course.
Why?
Because that's the right thing to do. And you will agree with me. If I run away, you will have nobody to dialogue with.
If you say that was the right thing to do, that means the security is okay. Even for them, they did not make the right choice then by leaving the country.
I think many of them,
yes,
I agree with you.
There is insecurity, and yet you people are here. And
I agree with you 100%. And this is where we disagree with those of yet who have run away from here. and accusing us of so many things. People should not run away. This is a national capital, and our policy, our internal policy as a party, even the instructions from our chairman was to stay the course here. We came to Juba to live here or die here. Those who have run away must be maybe guilty conscious or anything else.
What is the future of SPLM-IO in your hands as the interim chairperson?
It is our future is very bright.
Right.
We are reorganizing ourselves, and the party is being rejuvenated. If you go to the headquarters now in Tongping, you will see how vibrant now is the party. And that's the most important thing to us.
Does that reorganization or organizing your party, does it also affect the state? Are they part of it?
Oh, yes. The state's organs are replica of the national structure.
So those chairperson who rejected your leadership, are they also part of this reorganization?
We still recognize them as members.
And they are now recognizing you as interim chairperson?
They don't have to.
They don't have to, but
we are a democratic political party.
So how will you operate?
What?
How will you operate with the state if they don't recognize your leadership?
Well, those individuals do not own the state structures.
So them?
It's not necessarily.
Replace them?
Listen to me. This party is a democratic party. The fact that somebody rejects my election, for example, does not disqualify you to be a member. And very soon we will move to the state to actually reorganize them. If they want to be part of the leadership and they are elected there, they will also continue. So the fact that you don't want Stephen Par Kuol to be the chairperson of the interim chairperson of the party does not disqualify you to be a member.
How are you going to convince them that you are not what they think?
That is what leadership is all about, is to convince people. Democratic politics is persuasive. I will continue to persuade them. That what I'm doing is the right thing.
What kind of party do you think the SPLM-IO should be for the people of South Sudan?
If you read our manifesto, our constitutions, and all other governing documents, we have a vision for a federal democratic Republic of South Sudan. Our vision is to establish a state that accords every citizen of South Sudan political right, socio-economic right. So that is the vision of the strategic vision of the leadership of the SPLM-IO. We will pursue this, and that is what guides us.
And you are saying that vision under your leadership will be something that will be...
It will flourish.
Because the same vision you've been having, right?
All along.
Yes. And still there has been up and downs.
There are challenges always in any political organization.
So how are you setting up those challenges? How are you going to handle them?
We are adopting different strategies to reorganize ourselves and face them, as institutions. We have formed steering committees to take a stock of our CADIS and also to update ourselves periodically on the political development in the country.
All right, dear viewer of SSBC PowerHouse with Akuch Maker, we are taking a short break. When we come back, we are going to discuss the peace implementation in the country with the SPLM-IO alongside with the other parties that are in the R axis. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll proceed from there.
Welcome to Powerhouse with Akuch Maker, your weekly engagement into the heart of the nation's political and economic pulsation. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on SSBC television. This is Powerhouse, where realization meets empowerment, just on SSBC television.
Hello, DV of SSBC. Welcome back from that short break. With me in the studio is Honorable Stephen Par Kuol, the interim chairperson of the SPLM-IO, to discuss way forward strategies that the SPLM-IO is developing towards the peace implementation in the country and their internal unity as a party. So, Honorable, before we took a short break, we have talked about what you are going to do to ensure that the SPLM-IO party is the party that the country should see as a good party, considering what has been going on in those years back. So you are saying you are reorganizing yourself as a party. And with what we are seeing, do you think we are going back to the 2016 crisis?
Not really, and nobody envisioned that. The people of South Sudan cannot afford another political violence. They are already suffering. They are demanding peace. And we have made public pronouncements, not only by the leadership of the IT GON and the SPLMIO, but by our leadership of the SPLMIO, that we will not take the people of South Sudan back to war.
Okay, we've been hearing that statement from His Excellency, the President of the Republic of South Sudan, President Kiir, that the country should not go back to war. But we have never heard that from your chairperson.
No.
Publicly.
No.
And again,
when you say...
with the current situation that is happening, like the one for Upper Nile State, what, with your new strategies, what are you doing?
You might have missed it. Our chairman made countless pronouncements for peace, and that's why we came here to Juba, leaving our forces behind in 2019, 20.
And you are also running away.
Well, this running away is not the policy. Whatever.
Because if you are not guilty, you're not supposed to run away. Like the way you are saying it.
I believe so. By the way, for your information, I was also detained myself. Okay?
Yes.
And
so
I did not run away, because running away can mean a lot of things.
There are people released before you are detained and released.
Yeah, not only me. There are other people. Innocent. There are people who have been detained and released also. Let us come back to the tracks. Peace is our political agenda as a party. Our chairman made countless pronouncements, and we made it practical by coming to Juba to implement the agreement. Now, I'm publicly I'm making it now, here now in your studio, that peace is our internal political policy as a party called SPLM-IO.
So are there any discussion between the government and SPLM-IO to resolve the current political instability in the country?
We have initiated that. And you know, we have just been endorsed by the parties in the high-level committee as a party. We have been recognized as a peace partner by all these organizations. The organization that in the ARCAS and also in the RT-GONO, because you know RT-GONO was established by the RRCs. All the signatories to the RRCs participating in the government actually make up this high-level committee. So we are in dialogue with all the parties in the government, and there is a consensus that we will move on with the peace process and ensure that peace is implemented.
The ongoing war in Upper Nile State.
Well, we have been demanding as a party, and now I'm speaking as SPLM-IO leader, we have been demanding ceasefire, not only in Upper Nile, but all over the country. Because you cannot dialogue while fighting. The cessation of hostilities, the permanent ceasefire should be maintained, and that is what we have been demanding all along. It doesn't mean that it will scale us back to war. The incidents have been happening all over the country since 2020. I've been serving the institution called NTC as Secretary General, responsible for the implementation of transitional security arrangement. There were so many incidents here and there, but as parties in the government, we work together to ensure that we don't relapse back to war.
So you are making sure that people don't go back to war?
By the way, our mandate as RTGONO is peace implementation, because we are a government of peace agreement. If we fail to maintain peace in the country, it means we are not actually discharging our functions as a government.
You know, most of the citizens, or some of the citizens, say that the SPLM-IO has not been faithful in implementing the peace agreement. So how do you respond to those allegations?
That is actually...
They're saying all this delays because of your party.
It is unfounded. You cannot prove that.
But they are saying it.
No. You know, the agreement actually is 2 chapters. If the rest are just processes. Chapter 1, which actually give you the structures of the government from national level all the way to the state and the counties. We have participated in Chapter 1. In Chapter 2, the transitional security arrangement, you know that it started with the cantonments and the trainings and the unification of force and deployment. We also participated in those processes. So I don't know where these come. So
what is delaying then that unification? What is delaying the unification of the forces?
There were so many factors, including the lack of resources and other issues, the logistical issues, and a lot of things are not happening in the country now. It's not only unification of forces. We are in economic crisis, you know that. And so we have political and socio-economic issues. Unification of forces is a very huge project. And the way it is written in the agreement here, it is a huge operation that is start with assembling of forces, controlment of forces, unification of forces, training of forces, deployment of forces. We complete phase 1. We were supposed to embark on phase 2. Then the Nasir crisis occurred, and that also disorganized us again. So, and that is why it is important for the SPLM-IO and all these other parties to refocus back to the peace process. And for us, as a party, we have to reorganize ourselves. And the essence of even electing a new leadership is for us to have a functioning leadership that engage the region, the international community, the national political parties that are participating with us in the government. Without this leadership being established, we will not be participating in all of these activities. And that will be detrimental to the peace process in the country.
So what triggered the conflict in Nasir and Wulang counties?
You mean the nature of the crisis? It was actually a clash between the National Army, the SSBC, and the community-based white army. Just like what happened in Rualbet, in Bar Ghazal, so many times. Even in Lake State, there used to be a confrontation between the community-based armed militias. We call them anything. You call them Galweng, you call them Tidweng, you call them You know, Manyumaji in Eastern Equatoria, you call them White Army. In the New Land, you call them Abuchok, you call them anything. They are there everywhere.
They're also associated to be SPLM-IO.
Well, that is also another prejudice. The Upper Nile area is a political constituency of IO, and we have very strong presence there within the communities. But it doesn't mean that we are the communities. We are a political...
So did you reach out to their leaders?
Military organization. We have been trying.
So what is the feedback? Why is it the war is taking long to stop?
Well, the culture of war in the country that I'm telling you, well, it has been challenged not only to the SPLM, SPLA-IO, by the way. Even the national government had challenges all over the country, security challenges, because our communities are heavily armed. You have seen what happened in Walbet. Is almost like what happened in Nasir, where the national army was overpowered by these human waves of the White Army. It's like what happened in Walbet. The human waves of the Gilweng, or whatever you call them, also disarmed the government. It is a challenge not only to the SPLM, SPLA-IO, it is a national crisis. It is a national security crisis that our communities are heavily armed to the teeth against themselves and sometimes against the national government. It is a challenge that all the parties must face.
But if you look at it, at the ongoing conflict, it's more evident a mere community and a army conflict. It's a bit...
What is that again? Can you...
The nature of this conflict, it has been prolonged.
Yes, prolonged.
And it is going even worse. And you are saying these are community people that are, like you calling them.
That's the reality. They are in every community, not only a Nuer community.
But this one is a bit tough.
Which one is tough?
This kind of conflict.
Which one?
This one for White Army.
In the Upper Nile?
Yes.
No. What you see in Upper Nile is just a tip of the icebergs. It can happen anywhere, like it happened in Barghazal so many times.
And it can't be controlled.
It is uncontrollable, because if you look at what happened in Walbet, actually the leadership of the army, the Armoured Operation Officer and most of the senior officers were killed. Just the same way.
Uncontrollable. So what should be done to them?
What should be done, and this is what we have been recommending. Let us unify the forces. Let us have a unified national army.
But you've just said
let me finish what I'm saying. It is a tall order of business. Have an organic national army first and foremost. Then embark on the dialogue with our communities. And it is actually incumbent upon the national government to ensure that there is a public security in the countryside. You do that by building institutions, public security institutions. The national army, the police, and the national security. The capacity of our institutions has been affected by all these conflicts. And the reason why we always relapse back to war is because we don't have competent national security sector. And if we don't face that honestly as a nation, then even the viability of our states is in tatter.
So you're saying the permanent solution is the unification of the forces.
Unification of forces.
And yet you have just confirmed that for the government to unify forces, there has to be a resource available.
Yes.
And you are saying there are no resources, the economic crisis of the country.
There are no resources for anything. There are no enough resources for anything now in the country.
So how will the unification take place?
Even for the delivery of social services.
So how will the unification take place?
It will take place because...
So the war will be ongoing until the unification is completed?
No. Don't confuse the unification with war. What is happening...
Because this is the solution you are giving us,
there are two things you are confusing. The public security in the country, which actually involves the community-based armies. This is a different crisis. The main things that you need to do, you need political stability in the country so that we embark on other programs like community disarmament. I personally don't believe in physical, forceful disarmament of the communities. But if you create an environment of dialogue with them under a politically stable state with one army, I think there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
You are the Minister of Peacebuilding in the country.
Rightfully so.
So do you think you have been actually playing your role well as in this ongoing or in South Sudan conflict?
Yes, I did.
Tell
I
us.
was part of the people who negotiated the peace agreement, not only once but twice, 2014, 2016, 2017, 2018 when it was signed as an agreement. I'm still here now as the National Minister of Peacebuilding and also Secretary General of the NTC.
So what does your
I've been available to do whatever I think is the right thing to do. The challenges that I have mentioned are actually the national challenges that need to be tackled. Not by a minister, but by the entire government of the Republic of South Sudan.
So what does your docket say about the peace in the country?
My docket, in terms of policy, is what I've just mentioned now. Unification of forces, community disarmament through dialogue, okay? And inter-community and intra-community dialogue for reconciliation and healing. That is the strategic framework of our policy. And it is there. It just needs an environment for implementation.
Did you by any chance form these peace committees that,
oh yes,
that should advocate for peace in the state and in the country at large?
In fact, the government, as I mentioned, is a government of peace agreement. So we have peace institutions. Adequately and competently established from here. You have a Ministry of Peacebuilding. You also have the state ministries of peacebuilding in all of the 10 states and also in the 3 administrative areas.
Are they doing their roles?
They are doing their roles. You know, you might have missed this. We had so many workshops here in Juba and also peace conferences. Recently we went to WOW to mediate between the Twitch and the Mok communities. We have done it for Lownwer and the Murle. We have done it for Mundari and Baris. We have done it with so many of our communities. So we have been engaging them. We have peace committees at the county level. Even at the level of the county government, we have a director for peace building there. And you have the state's Peace and Reconciliation Commission. Here also at the national level, you have a peace commission. So the infrastructure of peace building, the institutional infrastructure has been established.
Are those really not just force holders?
I will not say so. They are doing their work within.
Because even with the ongoing, we have not seen any letter from the Minister of Peace.
For what?
Condemning what is happening in those states.
As a government. Here is what we are doing as a government.
No, condemning the ongoing conflict.
Where?
In those states that are having issues now.
Are you talking to me as a Minister of Peacebuilding?
Yes.
We don't condemn them. We work out solution to resolve them. Because condemning them will not resolve the problem. For example, we have just held a very successful meeting in WOW for the 2 communities of Twitch and Mok. And they have come up with very strong resolution that they will implement. Is that not the best way to do it?
Yeah.
Instead of condemning? That's what we are doing.
So are they developing some for the Upper Nile?
Yes, we are doing the same thing in Upper Nile.
Okay. So as now the interim chairperson, what is the way forwards in the implementation of the RXs? Where are you picking it from?
We pick it from observance of ceasefire. These bombs that are falling everywhere and the attacks should be stopped. Second, we must initiate dialogues among the political parties. And third, we must also initiate dialogue with our community and facilitate dialogue also among the communities. In the meantime, we make sure that we create a conducive security environment for our people. And that starts with unification of forces, peaceful disarmament of our communities through dialogues, and actually provision of public security as a, confident building with our communities. Because it is a responsibility of the state to provide public security for them. We must show them that they don't need those arms that they use to fight the state and fight themselves.
You say it's a responsibility of the state, and that is why the government has SSPDF in the state, right? To protect the citizens in those states. And now the same citizens are the ones attacking the security that is protecting them. So how will it be possible even to disarm the citizen, the civilian?
It is possible. We did it before. What you need to do, it is a contract. If I take your weapon away from you, you must be protected. Give me your weapon, I'll protect you. You will not give it to me if I don't talk to you. If I just come now and disarm you, I'm an enemy. Okay? And that's where we got it wrong as a government in so many places. I believe if there is today a capacity to disarm our community through dialogues, and I mean a blanket disarmament of our communities, not disarming one community, leaving the other communities vulnerable to their neighbors. It is doable. It will be done one day. Just need political will, commitment, and because if you don't commit resources to this, then you risk actually even the legitimacy of the state, because there is no state that can be legitimate without providing public security for the people. It is a task. It is a civic task of political leadership of the country.
So, okay, as the Minister of Peacebuilding then, any step you have taken to ensure that there is also resources? Was the same thing
the Minister of Peacebuilding is not an economic ministry.
No.
For your information.
No, because now
we are talking about resources. We are talking about resource generation, right?
And that resource is what is leading us to the peace implementation.
Let us come to the bottom of that.
And the peace is under your feet.
For us, we don't generate anything in terms of resources. We need the resources to do our works.
But you can as well seek also for other avenue to generate if you really want this thing to be implemented as the Minister of Peace.
Generating resosources?
Yes, you can
we have been working with our, we have been doing fundraising with our partners. Last year, South Sudan, I went to New York 3 times.
These are the things.
And there is a peace-building fund there for, post-conflict countries, and our country has been enrolled there. We have not yet graduated from this. We are getting limited resources that are managed under the UNDP for peace dialogue and all this. That's all we can do. But it should not be only that. The national government should also generate resources from the economic ministries. That's what I mean.
Yes, they are the main.
The allocation, there is a budgetary allocation. Always by the Minister of Finance, but we had difficulties in any case financing our budget. The deficit that we have suffered from.
Okay, as a Minister of Peacebuilding, the rightful one, the way you are putting it.
Yes.
So what message can you tell to the citizen, to the people of South Sudan?
I will tell my people of South Sudan, don't despair. all the countries in the world have gone through conflicts. Conflict is a part of human life. What you need to do, let us work for reconciliation at all levels, at political level, communal level, and even at personal level. Between peace starts, you know, peace is mindset. It is in the mind.
So it starts with the parties within the
not only parties, it also starts with individuals like you. If you don't have peace of mind, you are building blocks of that peace building that we are talking about. You are one of the blocks, and it starts with you. It starts with two people. It goes to the to 5 people, 10 people, to parties, to communities, to sections. Everybody must participate in the peace building process.
So what can you tell this SPLM-IO in the bushes, the one that are outside, and the one in the country, as now the official interim chairperson?
Let me start with our people in the bushes here, whether they are in Equatoria, in Upper Nile. Let them come home. What I mean, to terms. For those in diaspora, let them come home. We will not resolve this conflict in the social media, the way I've seen it. We will not also resolve this conflict by bombing communities. We will not also resolve this conflict by running to the bushes of South Sudan and start another war. That will be my message to them. The country needs peace. It needs dialogue with cool minds. We must liberate ourselves from this culture of war.
So those who are talking in the bush or wherever they are should come and talk in the country?
Yes, they are in the country. So they just need to come.
Somebody like Oyet is in the country?
I don't know. When I listen to Oyet, he sounds like a ghost somewhere in cyberspace, so I don't know where he is. But what I'm saying is, it will not be solved in the cyberspace.
So it
will not also be resolved in the bushes of South Sudan. At the end of the day, we will end up in one of the capitals of the world or of the region, or even here in Juba to dialogues. So people must not waste time. We must initiate dialogue. Like we are doing here, the interim leadership of the SPLM-IO here in Juba is for peace at all costs. Because our arses, as we have resolved in our documentation, is the only path to peace.
Dear view of SSBC PowerHouse with Akuch Maker, that was Honorable Stephen Par Kuol discussing the implementation of the peace agreement as he has just taken the office as the interim chairperson of the SPLM-IO, and he's calling out to all the South Sudanese, the SPLM-IO people who are outside the country, come back to the country. He has confirmed this security. So that's it. That's what we have for you. On behalf of the team, I am Akuch Maker, and thank you for tuning in to SSBC.
Welcome to PowerHouse with Akuch Maker, your weekly engagement into the heart of the nation's political and economic pulsation. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on SSBC television. This is PowerHouse, where realization meets empowerment, just on SSBC television.